What I'm about to say I can't say outright because the public hasn't caught on yet, and you're not supposed to know. This has to do with Kangen, and this has to do with a hydrogen water machine. Besides it being electrolysis of water and the negative effects of that, which I have shown here, look for the titles, because I'm not going to say any more on this video just to help. The fact that those videos stayed up, I'm very happy about. So scroll for the titles and see. There is a video where I showed what it does inside your body, why it's actually a con for your body, parts of the sick blank system. But besides that part, which has already been covered, there are people who have covered that I've seen because I've posted them in my water Instagram, which is now called Full Nature Bathhouse. You can see, I think there's a guy who's covered this as well, and I've posted him there. But besides that, I stumbled upon something else. You know, what I like to talk about here a lot is the bio-digital convergence. What I don't think anybody's covered on TikTok, and I don't think they're allowed to, because when you're ahead, you can't speak it because they have different timelines on when they allow the public to catch up. I've said this for years, but it's like when people were talking about the trails in the sky, for a long time they were labeled as crazy until it started hitting the headlines, and then it was okay to talk about it because they'd already been doing it for so long and people didn't catch on for such a long time, right? Well, the Kangen and the hydrogen machines are still pretty new. They're still fairly new, and you guys aren't supposed to know this extra part yet. You're not allowed to know yet. So if I was to say it on here, they would pull the video down, so I can't say it outright. But let's just say what I said earlier in the video, the bio blank blank, okay? It is part of that. And you get to see it, you get to see it toward the end of the VorMag exposed video. The reason I threw out my Heritage Rose Water is because it was manufactured by a blank Pharmaceuticals company. I saw that because of what I know. I immediately dumped it all in my sink. Then I looked at the ingredients and I saw VorMag Water TM, either TM or R. And I know, because of what I know, what I teach people on my Patreon, I knew that I couldn't trust it. And then I started looking into it, and it was I had to jump through so many hoops to find what I did, and there was still this missing element I could not find. It was so hard. It was so much patience and brain energy and collecting of screenshots and collecting of websites, and it was so many hoops to jump through. And then, so I had to just put that on pause. And then about a month later, somebody that was following me here, that now we are not following because I try to tell her the truth about the woman that she promotes. It's a video here. It's a woman that's taking a picture with Trump, okay? I try to tell her the truth about her caption, and that it's not true. She didn't take that very well. But it was actually one of her posts that led me to find the missing link to the VorMag water, which is how I was able to expose it the way that I did in my Healing Warrior tier in my Patreon. You are gonna see in that video what the electrolysis of the water really is. See, the hydrogen water machines, these cute little things where you turn it on and it's got the bubbles and the lights, that does the same thing that the Kangen does. It's electrolysis of the water molecules. That already in itself is bad. Like I said, there's a video on here. But when you watch that VorMag video, you're going to see the extra component to that. It's everything Barely Bruised Books talks about. It's everything Sabrina Wallace talks about. It's everything Bird Turd talks about. It's everything my friend Wrecked Chords talks about. In water. How they're putting it in water. How they're putting it in the trendy water. But they, do the people that like that content know about it? They're probably using those products, but they love Sabrina Wallace, but they don't know. They don't know. Anybody who's using those doesn't know that they're putting it right in their body. They're putting it, because I can't say it here. If you've been following me, you should know what it is by now. It's all about the frequency now, right? It gets in there through that. So I'm editing some videos that I had in my gallery for Kangen Exposed for the water series in my Healing Warrior tier. Gotta run. Gotta love technology, man.